Morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope I'm clear. I hope I'm in the flow today. It was a little bit of a madness yesterday, but I hope I'm in the flow, guys, for you guys. Hope everything is all blessed with everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video, put the notifications on, all that fantastic, lovely, sweet stuff. You are so kind. You're absolutely amazing people, guys. And it is Thursday morning, guys, and where would we be other than Stretford Post on a Thursday morning, guys? You're absolute legends. Guys, now let's get straight into it. Manchester United have been linked with a few young players all around the world, and it's funny because we were speaking about players possibly coming to Man United. Are Man United scouting South America? Are they scouting the continent of South America enough? Are they scouting the continent of Africa enough? And by all means, by lo and behold, should I say, we are. And Manchester United are close to signing Colombian 17-year-old Colombian 17-year-old CDM, Christian Orozco. Now, Christian Orozco is currently playing for a club called Fortaleza in Colombia, and he will be joining Manchester United on the 13th of July when he turns 18, guys, when he turns 18. So very, very exciting times, guys. 2026, of course. There you go, guys. He is only 17 years old. He's got 9 caps for the Colombian under-17s, guys. A very, very high prospect. Another generational. Guys, look, these are the kind of signings that I really like. I really like these kind of signings. I like the fact that we're going to South America. We're looking at these unknown quantities, so to speak. And it's really great that Man United are aware of these players. But I would say, however, I know that people are going to throw at me, oh, Sal, another inexperienced player, another one, you know, and stuff, you know, and I understand that. I do think Man United need to have a balance in that here. They need to have a balance in that between players that they're going to sign, young players, experienced players. We do need a mixture of players, of course. We don't need to just sign youngsters and that's it, guys. And that is, but we welcome the signing. He will be coming in the summer, a midfielder, CM, you know, to play. I mean, obviously, we've got Kone. He hasn't even made his debut yet, which is very interesting, guys. You know, I would like these players to come in, but I would also like to see him given an opportunity, you know, I would say. Guys, now, in regards to the senior players, in regards to Man United squad, in regards to Carlos Baleba, Adam Wharton, and Elliot Anderson, Manchester United are deemed to be signing two of those players. It could possibly be Baleba, or it could be Anderson, Baleba, or it could be Elliot Anderson, and obviously, what am I talking? Adam Wharton. So these are the main players that Manchester United are interested in regards to that midfield position. Carlos Baleba wants Manchester United. He's speaking to his entourage that he wants to move to Manchester United, but it is up to Manchester United if we do the deal. Of course, Man United have got contingency plans. The most important thing between Man United and obviously Brighton and Hove Albion is that we agree a fee with the club. We agree a fee with Brighton, and then we possibly will get Baleba. That is a big if, isn't it? It depends how much Brighton are evaluating Carlos Baleba. Of course, the longer that Brighton leave it, and this is why Brighton want to sell Carlos Baleba in January, the longer they leave it, I mean, he might have a very, very bad start to the season, which he already has. He might have a very, very bad start to the season and might continually be playing badly. And then we know that his price would decrease, wouldn't it? It would decrease. And that is a problem, isn't it, at the end of the day, you know? And they want to get the paint money for him now. But Man United, I don't believe, are going to be spending close to 100 million in January. But Brighton want to get him sold. And what Man United can do in regards to that, they can try and work out a deal in principle, an obligation, something like that. That can obviously in January. In regards to the other signings, that is Manchester United's top target. In regards to Elliot Anderson and Adam Wharton, these players are high on Manchester United's list as well. Now, Man United are looking to completely rebuild this midfield in regards to players that can fit into the team right now, and also players that will be good for the future. Now, guys, Elliot Anderson and Adam Wharton, depending on the price, Manchester United will want one of those players as well. Adam Wharton, I'm a big fan of Adam Wharton. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Of course, his injury record is a little bit of a concern, but I like this player. I think he's a new Michael Carrick, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? So I say that Elliot Anderson has just come leaps and bounds over the last year. Obviously playing for England, impressed. He looked like he's been playing for England for years, and he was brilliant in my opinion. And these are three midfielders are the midfielders that you will be hearing a lot about over the coming weeks and months, and especially during the transfer windows in January and the summer. There will be a lot of spin, there will be a lot of noise, but rest assured, these players are high on Manchester United's radar, guys. And let's hopefully, fingers crossed, we get this midfield sorted out very, very quickly. Now, guys, in another bit of news in regards to Man United and signings, Manchester United are close to signing Mohamed Darboe. Mohamed Darboe is a 70-year-old midfielder, Senegalese under-21s international, who is capturing the interest from the likes of Barcelona. But it seems that Manchester United have stolen a march in regards to this young player and will sign him in the summer, another 17-year-old when he turns 18. Now, Manchester United are looking at players, the unknown quantities, the under-21s in various continents. And Mohamed Darboe has been impressing. He's known as the prodigy, a very, very prosperous player who could possibly fill in that void in the midfield for the future. Another Darboe, another Kone, you would say, another one. But, you know, I'm happy that Man United are signing young players, but we also need to look at the experience side as well. Mohamed Darboe, 17 years old. He's been on trials at Manchester United. He's also had trials at Barcelona. Barcelona were very, very impressed with Darboe. And Man United, but it looks like Man United have stolen the march, and Man United will be getting this player, guys. Now, another player Man United are looking at. Man United looking at a reserve goalkeeper. It does look like Bayinde may be leaving the club. Man United looking at reserve goalkeeper. And from the same club that Man United might get Christian Orozco, there's a goalkeeper named Jordan Garcia, a 20-year-old goalkeeper who has 12 caps for the Colombian under-20s. Manchester United are looking at a goalkeeper like that to look at as a backup keeper. And one that for the future as well. That is another little bit of news coming out of there, guys. But very, very good to have you on board, guys. Really appreciate every single one. Loads of transfer news coming in regards to Man United and the young players that are coming in. Now we need to get one big player, and hopefully we can get one during January, hopefully. And hopefully, whether it's Elliot Anderson or Wharton, we can get that as well. My dream midfielder, as many people have said in this chat, is Wharton and Baleba. I think that'd be an absolutely magnificent midfield, guys. Now, in regards to outgoings, Ugarte does look like he's out of favour. Casemiro might not be given a new contract. Man United might move him on. And, of course, Kobe Mainoo, who's been having problems at Man United, and he may be moved on as well, which I don't agree with. I don't think we should move on Kobe Mainoo. Absolutely not. But it is what it is. And Man United need to replace these players, of course, guys. Absolutely. Now, let me just get into some of your chats, guys. I hope you're all doing well. Hope everything is blessed with you. Good to see you. Morning, Randall. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, of course. Good to see you. Big up, Ephraim. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing Christian Orozco, big up yourself. Big up, Xavier. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you as well. Good morning, sir. Good news about Baleba. He's chosen Man United. He wants Man United. Now it is up to Man United if we're going to do the move. We are in charge of our own destiny here. We are in charge. If we can get these players, if we can get Baleba wants a Man United move, verbally agreed a Man United move, and we have to carry on and try and get him and try and see what Brighton can do. Brighton obviously going to be very stubborn. They're going to be very digging their heels in, so to speak, in regards to the price. They're going to want close to 100 million. I don't believe Man United will pay that amount of money. I'm being honest, 75 to 85 million. I think will do the trick, in my opinion. 75 million straight up and 10 million in add-ons, guys. Good morning, Daryl, you legend. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, brother. Fingers crossed, my friend. Fingers crossed, of course, for the future of Manchester United, because that's what it's all about, of course. Big up, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Big up, Benny, as well, the legend. And big up the legend, Joe. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Hope you're having a fantastic day, everyone, of course. We are blessed. We are Man United fans at the end of the day, ain't we? So here we are. Saviour, in January, if we can add 2-3 players, it will finish top 4 in the league. We would. It'd be lovely, Saviour. I'm a little bit sceptical whether Man United will do that. I know we want that. That's what I want, but it's up to Man United to do that. It's up to Man United to be spending the money. It does all depend on where we are in January. It does all depend on that. And it does depend on the injury situation. It does depend on where we are in the league, for example. if we are close to, for example, we are close to European positions and we're going to the board and saying, look, listen, we're a little bit short in midfield. We need a midfield there to solidify our prospects of becoming in the European places. Man United will be making some deals, and I hope so. Good morning, Dembo. Have you heard of DeMarco? You are late, Dembo. You are late. I've been speaking about DeMarco. The chat will tell you, Dembo, for the last week. Where have you been? It's been on my thumbnails the lot. I broke it. DeMarco, Manchester United. Man United are very interested in DeMarco. Been speaking about it for a while now. So, you know what he does? There you go. Stretford Post. Don't listen to the others. Right here, mate. I've already spoken about it. Absolutely. Chasen. Morning, Sal. Nice. Good morning, Sal. Big up, Chasen, by the way. Nice to see you reaching across the ocean for a young lad. It is nice. It is nice for Man United finally to be reaching across the ocean. Of course, it is. I mean, Man United have really been very quiet when it comes to signing South American, Central American, even North American players over the years. You know, they're very few and far between. Obviously, we had Chicharito, we had Diego Forlan. Chicharito was Central American, Diego Forlan, Uruguay. It has been few and far between. And I do think Man United need to look at and explore these areas very much more, how would you say it, prolifically, in my opinion. Good morning, Marky Mark. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you. And big up the community. How are you, my friend? Very well. Good to see you, my friend. I just hope we can carry on from here and out and keep winning. And this is the best channel. Thank you, Marky Mark. You are the best person, my guy. Thank you for your lovely compliments, my friend. Really appreciate you. Yeah, very, very exciting about what Man United do on Saturday. We got Brentford. Now, look, the reason I'm excited, I'm always excited for Man United to play, guys. We're the lucky ones. We could just look forward to football, do you know what I mean? And look forward to Man United playing. And I'm very, very curious as to what Man United turn up, because obviously we beat Chelsea. And as I said a few times, I'm a little bit caught in two minds in regards to what do I trust, because obviously Chelsea went down to 10 men. And we usually start games quickly. And to be honest, and I would say that I want to see a performance on Saturday. If we beat Brentford, it would signify a change for Man United, in my opinion. A change for Man United, in my opinion. And I really hope we do that. Benny, big up Marky Mark, by the way. Absolute legend. Absolute diamond. Thank you so much for the comment. The lovely comment, as usual. Anyone watch the Liverpool versus United under 21 game? Shea Lacey, that boy is going to be... Yeah, look, I've been watching Shea Lacey for a while now. And I don't think we should forget about these players, because this player, Shea Lacey, obviously he had an injury. But Shea Lacey is a player that I look at. He's going to be the next one. He's going to be the next one. He's going to be the next Man United player to burst through, in my opinion. Ruben Amorim has said that Shea Lacey is very close to getting in the Man United contention. Now, it's so unfortunate that Man United got knocked out of the League Cup, of course, by Grimsby, of all teams. But, you know, because obviously Shea Lacey would have been given more of an opportunity. Now that Man United are playing once a week, it's going to be very difficult for these players to be given an opportunity. I do believe Shea Lacey needs to go on loan. I do believe that so does Chido Obi Martin needs to go on loan if they're not getting any opportunities, because I feel like competitive football would be better for them. Although I'm looking at Shea Lacey, and I did see Shea Lacey against the All Stars a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago, in regards to the the out of contract players against Man United under 21s, and he was absolutely phenomenal. Not only him, there's a few players there. Musa, of course, JJ Gabriel, of course, coming through. He's a little bit young at the moment, but he's coming through as well. Fletcher, Thwaites, Colombian, Fredrickson. These players are going to be absolute superstars, and I can't wait for them to break into the team. I really can't, because, you know, we have a bright future. Obviously, there's the record of Man United that we're trying to hold for nearly 100 years, which is having a youth product on the bench. This has become a little bit of a burden for Man United, because obviously no one wants to break that record. Obviously, Ruben Amorim doesn't want to break the record. He's already said he doesn't want to break the record of a youth player being on the bench every single week, you know? But yeah, Man United have got a great future, guys, and we're already looking for the next up and coming as well, which is very exciting, of course. Baleba or among the two, it will be okay. Big up Saviour, my guy. Big up my friend. Marky Mark, Wharton will complement Baleba. It will be like a dream, wouldn't it, Benny? We said it a couple of times It will be like a dream to have Baleba and Adam Wharton in that midfield. You could see it, you could feel it. You could feel that it's going to be, you know what I mean, a very, very... I actually feel that midfield can challenge. That midfield there, Baleba and Wharton could challenge for titles. I'm being honest, guys. I think Baleba and Wharton could challenge for titles, absolutely. Marky Mark, good morning. Yes, Wharton would be a compliment. Baleba, why not a holder midfielder and the other a push forward number 8? Absolutely. No more Bruno. Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, Bruno, getting 100 goals, by the way. Very, very big achievement at this football club, and I praise him for that. But we need to look at the future now. I think Man United need to look at the future, what's going to happen in the future. I think Wharton and Baleba, you look at that midfield, and I think that Ruben Amorim should look at that and think that's the midfield two I need. That's the midfield two I need. You got Adam Wharton and you got Baleba. Adam Wharton's the kind of player that Sir Alex Ferguson would have purchased, and we would have been going, Adam Wharton. And he probably would have purchased him a couple of years ago. And this is what we're talking about, Alex Ferguson, the players he used to sign. Like, for example, when he purchased Michael Carrick, and people were like, Michael Carrick, of all players, Michael Carrick, why Michael Carrick? And, you know what I mean? We all know what happened. Big up Mark, you legend. Big up Joe. If we can get Baleba and Wharton in January, then it would be fantastic, and that should be no excuse to get top 4. It would actually push us on to get top 4. Absolutely, Joe. It would be absolutely incredible if we did get them. My feelings are, however, is that Ineos don't want to spend money in January. That's what I'm feeling. I think they're waiting for the fiscal year to be over and to sign them next summer. Obviously, the money that will be spent this summer will be obviously go onto the books of this year. So obviously with FFP and PSR, it does become a little bit of an issue, especially Adam Wharton and Baleba. I don't believe that Crystal Palace will want to sell Adam Wharton in January. Brighton want to sell Baleba because obviously they're realizing that Baleba's head has been turned and Baleba hasn't really been performing for Man United, for Brighton and Hove Albion effectively since the news he broke that Man United are after him. So what I would say is that Brighton would want to sell him in January as quickly as possible to prevent the price from decreasing. Crystal Palace won't want to sell Wharton in January because obviously Crystal Palace, you would class them as a European team now, wouldn't you? You would class them as a European competitors, with Man United. Yes, replace them with better and younger. Absolutely. Look, guys, this is what I'm talking about, and I think that we need to understand this, right? What are we trying to look for with players that have been there for many, many years? And this is the question I would ask. What are we looking for? Are we looking for them to suddenly, miraculously turn into these world-class players? Or are we looking for the future? Harry Maguire is going to be Harry Maguire forever now. Bruno's going to be Bruno forever. These players, Casemiro is going to be Casemiro forever. They're not all of a sudden going to get a new lease of life and suddenly take us to the promised land. And, and this is what I was saying. I do think Man United need to take a risk. I do think Man United need to move on from what is the past. We are very, very a nostalgic fan base. We do hold on to past a lot in regards to the current crop of players, even though they've not achieved nothing. We get excited for banging the chest and things like that and photos and stuff. And I think Man United need to move on. 19 likes only, guys. We need to get to 50 likes a minimum on Breaking Dawn, guys. It always has to be 50 likes minimum, guys. Absolutely, absolutely. Joe, if Mainoo does leave in January, then Man United are making a big mistake. And whoever gets him, then they are getting a fantastic player. I agree with Joe here. I come from a generation that we didn't sell our best young players, I know that Mainoo has to be patient. I know that. But we also have to look at things in a fair way. And I think that Ruben Amorim hasn't really been fair to Kobbie Mainoo. I think that he should have had a couple of more appearances this season. He did come on as a substitute, of course, the other day for Bruno. Bruno's feeling a nick on his leg or something like that. That's why he came off. And I think that Kobbie Mainoo, look, when Kobbie Mainoo burst through the scene, it was fantastic. It was a generational. We were hyping about him. I remember that Wolves game when we won 4-3, and he just done that little turn and bent it in the corner when we thought all the chips were down when they equalised, You don't become a bad player overnight. And this is one thing I would say. You don't become a bad player overnight. Kobbie Mainoo is an absolutely fantastic player, and I would love Man United to keep him, The problem is because he's a youth player, Man United might be looking, he's not signing a new contract. He wants this and this money. Maybe it's better if we cash in on him. Maybe it's better because we get the full profit because he's a youth academy product, etc., etc. I don't want that to be the vibe at Man United. That's not our culture. That's not what we do at Man United. We build our own. And you have to look at things realistically as well. If Kobe Mainoo was playing for Brighton, I want people to have an honest conversation here, a serious conversation about it. If Kobe Mainoo was playing for Brighton and Hove Albion, how good would he be? How good would he be? How much hype would he have? I mean, what would you think will be this? What would be the talk of the narrative? What do you think would be the narrative if Kobe Mainoo was at Brighton? We all know what the narrative would be. It'd be £100 million player. Have you seen that player, Kobe Mainoo? What a player! You know that, don't you? You know, and we have to remember that, right? Because there is this news toy syndrome that we have, and I understand it. It's always exciting to sign new players. I understand it. Even when we were successful, I love signing new players, even though we didn't need them. I love signing new players, and I understand that. But we have to be careful not to just throw our own under the bus, because we have got a very talented bunch of players coming through. You know what I mean, as well. Big up, Joe. Hope you're well. Good to see you. Of course, good to see you. Benny, Big Bertha, Jim Ratcliffe of Man United's new stadium plans. A Liverpool-based shipping giant has just snapped up the land. That's crucial for United's new ground. That's great news. Absolutely, Benny. Absolutely. Old Trafford should be refurbished. Absolutely, 100 agree. Absolute gospel, mate. I absolutely 100% agree with that. I don't want to move away from Old Trafford. The best teams don't move in Old Trafford. Old Trafford should be a listed building. It should be invested in. It is one of the heritage places of England in regards to what it has done for England. And people forget about what Man United have done for the English economy. You know, and what people need to understand about Old Trafford is just not just the stadium, guys. We're talking about our heritage here. We're talking about the Busby Babes here, guys. We're talking about World War II. Things like that. Guys, people don't understand a big, huge part of our success is because of Old Trafford. Refurb Old Trafford, build Old Trafford, just like Real Madrid did, just like Barcelona did, and keep it moving at Old Trafford, because that is who we are. What is our advantage over the teams, other teams? What's our advantage over Arsenal? We have Old Trafford, and we should use Old Trafford, refurb Old Trafford, and make Old Trafford into a fortress again. That's what we should be concentrating on. We shouldn't be thinking about, oh, we can't move away from Old Trafford, but I know why they want to move away from Old Trafford, right? They want to move from Old Trafford because they know they can't rubber stamp their name all over Old Trafford. They can't make Old Trafford into the Sir Jim Ratcliffe Stadium or the Ineos Stadium. Old Trafford will stay Old Trafford, right? And that is what it is, you know. And they're worried about that. They want the land. They want to build the hotels. They want to build the franchises and stuff like that. That's going to earn them billions, right? I'm not against them making money. But I'm against them using Man United as a cash pawn, you know, a cash cow, which I don't want, because the most important thing for me is fixing that football team of Manchester United, building the team on the pitch, because I don't care if we play at Hackney Marshes, as I've always said, as long as we're winning on the pitch. You know what I mean? Big up, Benny, my friend. Big up, Lawrence. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up, Sal. Hope you're well. Nasty early season flu going around here. Anthony, goal and assist last night. I'm sorry to hear that, Lawrence. I did have a nasty flu. I'm living in the UAE at the moment, so I did even. You do get it here as well. I had a nasty flu last year. I think it was COVID. It must have been COVID. It was awful, man. It was awful. I lost a kilo. I remember, guys will remember in the stream that I had a couple of days off. I had to have a couple of days off. Big up, Lawrence. I hope you're well, brother, and I wish you well. I hope you get better soon, my guy. Have loads of honey. Have loads of turmeric. Lots of that stuff. Hot chicken boiled with loads of cabbage and turmeric and ginger and all that. Just boil it up in water. Get that down your throat. Trust me, boiled chicken and stuff. It gets rid of it. M-Skate. Hello, Sal. With our highest XG, turning them into goals will be invisible. Will be invaluable. Yes, it will be invaluable. Man United have the best XG. This is why people are jumping on Ruben Amorim far too soon, in my opinion. I think this narrative about Ruben Amorim needs to stop. The XG is excellent at Man United. Even if we converted just a few of those chances, mate, Man United will be going up that league. Man United will be moving quickly and swiftly up that league. And hopefully we can do that at the weekend against Brentford, guys. I've got my match preview later on, guys. Later on today is the match preview between Brentford and Man United. Looking forward to it. Hope you can join me for that, guys, for Chatterbox. Good morning, the legend, the myth, the musician, the lover boy, Grayo. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Morning, brother. Hope you're doing well. Please, everyone, can you smash the like and subscribe buttons and show your appreciation to Sal and this great channel? It only takes a minute, girl, To fall in love. To fall in love. It only takes a minute, girl. Not girl. It only takes a minute, guys, to subscribe to the channel. Smash a like on the video. Put your notifications on. Doesn't take long, does it? Not going to burn any calories. Come on, guys. Get those thumbs in actions or fingers or pinkies, whatever you do. Guys, absolutely. Thank you, Grayo. Absolutely great to see you as usual. Guys, Irfan, what's going on? Cunha, Mbuemo, Sesko, Kone, Ugarte, Mainoo, Yoro, Delict. Big up, my mate. Big up. Nice one. Good morning, Ellen. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again, my friend. Good to see you as usual, my friend. Good to see you as usual. It's always nice to see nice people. Samuel, speaking of nice people, do you think that Manchester United needs another goalkeeper? Not now, no. Not now, no. I think in the summer, if Bayern leaves, we will need another goalkeeper to back up Senegalese. This news coming from Samuel Luckhurst that Man United are after a new goalkeeper is just designed to destabilise Man United and destabilise the new signing Senegalese. Man United are not looking for a new goalkeeper. What does it do when someone like Samuel Luckhurst, who's been openly, notoriously against Man United and destabilising Man United, what does it do when he links Man United to various goalkeepers? It unsettles the current goalkeeper, and it makes Ruben Amorim look incompetent, and it makes obviously the regime at Man United look confident, and it unsettles our new goalkeeper. This is what Samuel Luckhurst does. So I wouldn't say absolute myth, it's absolute lies, but what I would say is that take whatever Samuel Luckhurst says with a pinch of salt, a big pinch of salt, a salt bay of salt, guys. That's what we need to do, absolutely. Big up Samuel. Cristiano Roscoe and Seko Kone in the midfield is our future generation midfielder. You never know, it could be Mohamedou and Mohamed Dabo as well. Let's not forget about Mohamed Dabo from Senegal, the under-21s international for Senegal, who's been wanted by Barcelona, is close to signing for Manchester United, guys. Another one, guys. Let's wait and see what happens in the future, guys. Man United are really looking to improve that midfield, of course, guys. Absolutely, of course. Samuel, Ineos should listen to the Manchester United fans and get their money out of their tight wallets. Yeah, they got Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. They can't reach into their pockets at the moment. This is the problem with Ineos. Oh, I can't reach. I'm trying to bend to get it out of my pocket. And I just can't quite get it out of the pocket, guys. Absolutely. Their Tyrannosaurus Rex arms are not getting in the pocket. And I absolutely agree with that. We need to give, and I said at the beginning of the season, we need to give Ruben Amorim the best opportunity possible to succeed at this football club. That's what we need, you know? Absolutely. Absolutely. I watched Anderson. We all know about Anderson, fabulous player, of course. Ellen, did we sign a new South American? Yes, we did. We've almost signed him. In principle, he will join Man United on the 13th of July when he turns 18 years old. Cristiano Roscoe, Colombian international, under 17s international. But he is the future. He's an absolute animal for his age, guys. An absolute beast. Generational, I would say, guys. Currently playing for Fortaleza in Colombia, and he will be signing for Man United. And I love that sort of deal. I do love a South American deal because you never know what you're going to get. You might get Diego Forlan, who became a Man United legend. Remember Diego? Whoa, Diego. Whoa, he comes from Uruguay. He made the Scousers cry. There we go, guys, because he did make the Scousers cry. In particular, Jersey Dudek, when it went through his hands, of course, guys. Remember that, don't we? Savior, you're the savior of the Knights. Have you watched the highlights for Cristiano Roscoe? The boy is good. He is what we're looking for in midfield. Absolutely, an absolute animal. He looks well above his 17-year-old age. He looks well mature, man. He looks wicked, man. I can't wait to see him. You know what I mean? Big up, Ellen. Ellen, United have agreed a deal for Christian. Yeah, you're welcome to the stream, Ellen. Welcome to the stream. We've also agreed a deal with Dabo, of course, guys. Good morning, United Road. How you doing, Asherman? I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're feeling better, my bro. I hope everything is good with you, my guy. I hope everything is blessed with you, of course. I heard it from Hans and G from Norway. Who's Hans and G? He better not use his hands to do G. What's he doing? I knew it last night, but I was too tired to do a stream for it because obviously, it would have been a mad. I was having problems with my internet. But yeah. It was broke by a Spanish dude, I think. A Colombian dude, should I say? Yesterday. Bash. Agree, Sal, but we also don't want players that want to use us for a payday. Attitude matters. Absolutely, mate. Very, very true, Bash. Big up, Bash. Hope you're doing well. This is the culture that we've been talking about that Man United need to fix that. I agree with that absolutely wholeheartedly, mate. Ellen, guess it's for the academy. Lots of interesting things going on in the academy. Lots of interesting things. My biggest thing is that we need to give them an opportunity as well. We need to make sure that we're giving these players an opportunity, you know? Guys, and not just keeping them in the reserves and let them stagnate and drift away. It wouldn't be surprised if Man United bring in these players and send them off on loan to get a little bit of experience, a little bit of strength for the English league. But when I look at certain players, guys, and I look at them and I think they are ready. You know what I mean? I would say. Joe, he would be unavailable for Brighton, and I wouldn't be surprised if a team like Brighton is not interested in him. Is interested in. In regards to Kobbie Mainoo, yeah, Brighton would be interested in a player like Kobbie Mainoo, absolutely. Whether Kobbie Mainoo would go for him, I don't know. That's a different story. It would be cost a lot of money for them. They don't spend money, do they, Brighton? Good morning, Darren. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, of course. Good to see you again. Samuel, Ineos should regenerate Old Trafford into a 100,000 seat stadium. It would be absolutely beautiful if we did that. I love Old Trafford. I love it. I mean, I have some of my best memories of Man United, you know, going to Old Trafford. The first photo I ever had at Old Trafford was next to the Munich clock. You know, I would never forget my childhood going to Old Trafford, and I don't want to move away from Old Trafford into a glorified tent. You know, I would say that. And the best teams don't move away from their spiritual homes. They don't. And we have to understand it. We have to be better. You know, we have to be better, you know. Neil, good morning. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Where's Sal and who's the young man? Big up, Neil. Yeah, I had a shave, mate. Don't worry, I'll be back sooner rather than later. I did have a shave, guys. Absolutely. Just took it off. Absolutely, guys. Benny, in regards to right wing back Sal, check out the boy Martin Fernandes at 19 of Porto. He looks a fantastic player. I'm a little bit skeptical about Porto wing backs. We got Dalot from there, didn't we? Didn't we get thinking from there as well? What's his name? Didn't we get that wing back, the Brazilian one from there? Yeah, look, Dalot is, yeah, he worries me a little bit. But I know about him already, Martin Fernandes, Benny, seen him play. I do watch a lot of Portuguese football. I watch Portuguese football here in UAE. They show a lot of Portuguese games. They show everything. They show every league here, you know, for about $20 a month. It's ridiculous, isn't it? When you think about England charging £100 a month. Not even showing all the games. I like South Americans. Big up, Ellen. I like them too. I like it a lot. Big up, Ellen. Good to see you. Mark, morning, Sal. All I want in the immediate future is Mainoo in that midfield at 12:30 on Saturday. I think we speak for a lot of us, Mark. I think I want Mainoo in the midfield as well. I want Bruno to move to that number 10. However, I do know that Cunha is back, so Cunha could be possibly playing in that number 10 position alongside Mbeumo. I would if you know what I would do, guys. I would move Mbeumo to the right wing, and I would move Bruno as a number 10, and I'll move obviously Cunha as a number 10 as well, and I would move Mainoo into that midfield. I would drop Ahmad. I would, and that's what I would do. You know, but it is what it is. That's what we want. I don't know if it's going to happen. Hello, Gary. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again, my guy. Good to see you, of course. Mate, of course. Irfan, I'm sick about Man United not playing in Champions League, Europa League, play only EPL. It's a long weekends. I mean, I agree with it, Irfan. It's horrible. In particular, the fact that we got knocked out the League Cup so early on the first round as well, it does make it very, very boring. You know, and I wish Man United got through at least against Grimsby so we could have had a game this week. And it does get very frustrating having to wait whole weeks for games, you know. We're going to have to wait for the FA Cup. In January, I think the FA Cup starts. So we have to wait for the FA Cup so we can have more games and we can enjoy Manchester United a little bit more, of course, guys, which we need. We need Man United in our lives, don't we? It's just not enough games, is it, at the end of the day? Morning, Mark. All I want is, yeah, I've read that one. Big up, my guy. Looking like a young Cantona. Thank you, Neil. It's better than Mr. Bean. Someone called me Mr. Bean yesterday. Don't you dare, guys. Don't you dare call me Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean has these big eyes and these massive teeth and a very rectangular round face and a side. Well, I have a side parting, but Guys, you know what I would say is that, and I don't have a brown suit. Maybe I should get a brown suit and a red tie. Maybe I should do that. And then maybe you can call me Mr. Bean. The Mr. Bean of content creation. Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. But no, Cantona, I'll take all day long. A young Cantona, yeah. A young Cantona, here we go. That's what I should do. I should always keep my colours up because a young Cantona, absolutely. Now, I either look like Eric Cantona or I look like I'm going to Ibiza, bruv. You know what I mean? Tellez, Daryl, Tellez, that's the one, my guy. That's the one. I forgot about him, absolutely. I'm a bit sceptical about Man United signing wing-backs. I'm a little bit sceptical about it, you know, from Porto. But you never know. I can't paint everyone with the same brush, of course. Of course, as we say. Dalot is definitely a worry, lad. You're spot on with your IS test, Sal. Thank you, Neil Pillay. I'm a little bit worried about that because he comes from the same academy as the Porto player, of course, Fernandez. What I would say, some of the products in my basket are missing. 1 second, guys. This bloody thing, it better not be my bloody yogurt. Some of the products are missing. I have to choose a bloody replacement. Oh, it's a baguette. Oh. What? They haven't got the baguette. Baguette traditional. Baguette freshly, baguette small cereal, baguette. I don't even know what that is. 1, 2. 2 of those, please. Please. Add to basket. There we go. Sorry, I have to cook a baguette today. I'm eating a baguette today for dinner. I mean, yeah, tough times, guys. Yeah. There we go. They haven't got my other one. Useless. Ephraim, Sal, is there truth about Gareth Bradford? Yes, Man United, as I've said many, many times, Man United are interested in Gareth Bradford. We haven't stopped about that. A year ago, Man United were interested in Gareth Bradford, and we were very close to signing Gareth Bradford, but the 60 million price tag that was put on Gareth Bradford's head was too much for Man United to spend. And that was a blessing in disguise because we didn't sign Gareth Bradford. We ended up signing Lenny Yoro, which was far better, of course, as we know. But Man United are still interested in Gareth Bradford. What is my message to Manchester United right now? Man United, stop it. We got Aiden Heaven. We got Aiden Heaven. Aiden Heaven is good enough. You know, who knew there's a place on earth called heaven, as Belinda Carlisle once said? And there is who knew? You know, we've got a generational right there, guys, in Aiden Heaven. He's right there in front of our very eyes. Mark, good morning, Devils. Big up, Mark. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Must stop the public outburst and put that effort onto the pitch. Come on, man. Lots of drama around Man United, isn't it, Mark? Every single week, there's lots of drama surrounding Man United, lots of noise surrounding Man United. We know how it is. We know Wagwan with Man United every single time. I would have thought it would have been a quiet week this week. Well, it was a little bit more quiet because Man United won the league. Not won the league. Not yet. Because Man United won the game against Chelsea. And, you know, and I thought it would have been quiet, but they're still making up. There is still stories circulating around Man United every single day. Hated adored, never ignored. Neil, have to admit, we all went in on Bruno and see the performance against Grimsby, and Mainoo was a revelation on why some lads get benched. I don't actually believe in that theory about Mainoo playing against Grimsby because I felt Man United would have won the game if Onana wasn't incompetent. When goalkeepers make mistakes, Neil, when goalkeepers make mistakes, it ruins the whole vibe of the team. So I wouldn't paint that game with the absolute end and that's it. You know, what I would say is that Bruno's cost us 3 goals this season, right? And he hasn't been brilliant. And we have to be honest with that. And Mainoo played against Grimsby, indeed. But the mistakes against Grimsby, you know, from Onana cost us. And Man United would have won the game probably 2-0, you know, or something like that, you know. And we have to realize that, you know. Mainoo's a fantastic player. Remember when we played the FA Cup final against Man City, probably the man of the match, you know. I don't mind Bruno playing, but Bruno has to play a number 10. He shouldn't be playing number 8. No way. Mainoo's a better number 8 than Bruno. And I would say that with my chest out, guys, even with Cantona collars. You know what I mean? I would say that with my chest out. Absolutely. Neil made my day, man. Big up, Neil. Good to see you. Guys, did you see the live Gattuso interview where he refused to take the guy's hand and told him to have more respect and talk less shit? That's Gattuso. Sometimes we play a good, sometimes we play a Absolutely. We all know Gattuso. That's Gattuso. Gattuso's like that every week, mate. Absolutely. Gary, lots of people everywhere having major internet problems today, including me. I hope it settles down for the previous show. Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope so as well. Gary, you're absolutely right. Yesterday I had a problem with the internet. I don't know what was going on. I was supposed to go on Judge Mo's show, and it weren't connecting to the YouTube, so we had to cancel the show. And I will be on Judge Mo's show tonight, guys. Don't forget to miss it, 8 p.m. UK time. I will be on there with Husam and all them guys there. So look forward to that, guys. So don't forget to join me, and don't forget to subscribe to Judge Mo as well, guys. So I will be there. So don't forget that, of course. Hello, Roy. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hey, Sal. Sorry to acting like a bellend. That's all right, mate. When I was on the last stream, do you think Cunha was to start about? Mate, Roy. We all make ourselves look like a bellend, including myself sometimes. And you know what? Thank you, mate. For I can't remember, but big up you, legend. You know what I mean? Big up you, legend. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Sal. I'm sorry for that. Yeah. By the way, do you think Cunha should start over Sesko? No. Sesko should always start in Man United's team, Roy, because I believe that Sesko is dangerous. And Sesko was dangerous against Chelsea. You see the flick on again for Embremo that caused the red card. It's because of Sesko. Sesko is causing all sorts of problems. Cunha's not a striker. Cunha's just plays number 10. And this is what I've been banging on about for a long time now, about shoehorning players into certain positions. I think players should just play in their correct positions. And if they can't play in their correct positions, they shouldn't play if you've got cover in those positions, you know? And that's what I would say. And I think Sesko needs a goal, and he's a £70 million striker, a very good striker, and we should play him against Brentford. However, I would say that knowing Ruben Amorim, I wouldn't be surprised if he plays bloody Mason Mount, you know? And that's what it is. Big up, Roy. Good to see you again. Sal, we will see if Mainoo starts this Saturday. I hope he stays. He has the potential to be world class. I agree. Played in the Euros, guys, for England. In the Euros. Played in the Euros, guys. Daryl, it's time. It's the same shit every year with the players. Outburst does my head in. I hate it, mate. I hate the outburst. I'm tired of it. I just want to see the talking on the pitch. You know, remember in the summer when Luke Shaw said, we're good enough to win the league. I mean, that was great for him to say. I love it, but it's all words. It's all words, you know. I just want Man United to produce the goods on the pitch. That's what I want, you know, at the end of the day. Neil, you could say he cost us 3 goals conceded and a few more in the back attack clear, a chance to Ahmad when he shot, and with Ahmad clear past to Sesko and he dribbles it. Man United in general, Neil, their decision making is suspect. Now, you remember when Ahmad should have passed it to Sesko and it should have been a tap in for Sesko? That could have changed Sesko. That could have been the spark that would ignite Sesko for the rest of the season. You know? And he didn't pass it. You look at that Bruno pass, but I understand what Bruno did. And hear me out, guys. He should have passed to Ahmad. I know he should have passed to Ahmad, but in that situation, I think it was a little bit of a payback. I think there was a number of 2 things. I think he knew that Ahmad didn't pass the ball. He won't pass the ball, so he thought he'd pass it to Sesko instead. And he wanted Sesko to get the first goal. And I think that's a good thing, right? He wanted Sesko to score, because if Sesko scores 1, I envision that Sesko is going to score another one. I know he should have passed to Ahmad, realistically, but Sesko was in a good position as well, and he passed to Sesko, and he wanted Sesko to get the first goal. So I wouldn't blame Bruno too much for that. But in hindsight, was it a bad decision? Of course it is. It was the bad decision. We need to, in general, as a whole, make the right decisions. Just make every single player needs to make the right decisions and stop trying to be a hero. Just do things simple. You know, the great thing about football, sometimes football is a simple game and you have to keep things simple. And sometimes we just don't do that, of course. Mark, Bruno had cost us 3 goals and 2 drop points against Fulham. I won't forget that Fulham game. He cost us the Champions League by giving the ball away in midfield in the Europa League final as well, mate. I won't forget that either. You know, at that period of time when Man United conceded that goal, I know that Luke Shaw and Onana should have done better, but initially Bruno gave away the ball, which contributed to the goal, and we would be sitting in the Champions League because I believe Man United would have won. Because when Tottenham scored, Tottenham just sat back. And as we know that Man United we make it very hard work of breaking down the low block, you know. Mark, why is the media tagging United in posts of Sancho and Antony and Garnacho and Onana? Forget that these players flopped and their negative shit. Share positive vibes about United, please, to all papers. They will never do that, mate. They will never do that. I'll give you a story, guys, right? When I went to European Cup final in 98-99, I had a little radio with me. So I wanted to listen to Radio 5 Live. I was in Spain. I was in Barcelona. And I wanted to listen to the radio. And basically what happened, I was listening to Radio 5 Live. And the commentator on Radio 5 Live, I've forgotten his name, Irish fella. And he said, if anyone rings in now to share any negativity, I'm going to cut off the line. Because what Man United have done, they're the pride of English football. And you'd be surprised how many people of notable standings rang in with negative comments that they got cut off. How many people rang in? Man United will never be the favourite in anyone's eyes, no matter what we do. And I remembered that forever. To this day, I remembered that Man United will never be liked. We can pretend, we can want to be liked, but we're never going to be liked. So what do these journalists do to Man United? Why do they tag the Man United in these posts? Because they want to make up a narrative. They want to cause havoc. They want to cause chaos and cause negativity in Man United fan base. That's what they want to do. They want us to argue amongst each other. They want us to disagree. You know, Onana is shit. Antony is the likewise. They all flopped at Man United. The shirt was too heavy for them. As I said earlier, we would still be in the League Cup if it wasn't for Onana making 2 mistakes. You know, against Grimsby Town, letting in how many penalties did he let in when he got his hand to it as well? He got his hand to the penalty and he still let it in. These people could talk their smack all they want. We know as Man United fans that we know how good these players really are. Right? And we know that. Batiste is his level. Trabzonspor is his level. Hold that and let's move on at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? With the media. They should all be starting together. Absolutely, Mark. Eric King was one for the ages, mate. There'll never be another. Absolutely not. Legend. Mr. Bean, so funny. Big up. Pop the collar. Absolutely down. Definitely not Mr. Bean anymore. Just jealousy, mate. I got offended when he's called me Mr. Bean. I said, "You call me Mr. Bean, mate? What the hell, mate? What are you trying to say, mate?" And he goes, it wasn't meant to be serious. I say, "Mate, you call me Mr. Bean. I'm from England. Do you know what it's like calling someone Mr. Bean?" I said, "You mad? Mate, wait till I cut my hair. I'm going to get a proper sharp haircut, guys, and they won't call me that anymore." Benny. Cunha, Sesko and Bremo as our front three and Mainoo and Ugarte as our CM. We win v Brentford. Agree, Sesko should start every week. Agree, Benny. Absolutely. He's our focal point. He's our man. You need a striker up front, guys. You need that focal point. Absolutely. Mark. Cunha and Bremo, Sesko and Bremo starting Saturday. Watch the front three score. Agreed, mate. Agreed. We can't forget Dalot was wanted by Madrid for not too long ago. Apparently, Darren, it wasn't true. It was PR, mate. Just sorry to burst your bubble, Darren. It was PR. Dalot is an awful player. I love his attitude. I love the way he pumps his chest. He's a passion merchant. He's an awful player. An awful player. And in particular, a player that can't play in the right wing back position. Look at the goals we conceded last season. A lot of them are down to Dalot, you know, and don't believe everything you hear in the media, mate. He wasn't wanted by Real Madrid, definitely not. Otherwise, they would have signed him. Neil, true that the way resonate with United, the black sheep of the family, the working class always pushing boundaries, the theatre or dreams, man. I hate the Glazers at some parts of the Ineos. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely agree. Gary, Heaven needs to get some games. We need more pace, and Shaw gives us. Come on, Amarim. Absolutely agree with that. And this is the problem with Amarim in regards to his team selection sometimes. Anuraj, good morning. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good afternoon for you. Love from India. Big up yourself, brother. Guess I missed a lot of news today. Don't worry, mate. Just scroll back. Don't forget to subscribe and send to Stretford Post noise all to your friends and family in India. Big up yourself, my friend. Samuel, Jared Brentford is very injury prone. He is. That's why I don't think we'll sign him, to be honest. United need a good running win of games. They grow out of a low confidence first before team starts to look like a proper 11. Agree, Shakti. I mean, this is why I believe that the game on Saturday is going to be so important, because if we win against Brentford, we then got Sunderland at home. And then before you know it, we've won 3 games in a row. And that narrative about not even 1-2 games in a row is going to disappear as quickly as you can say, you know what I mean, Nicky Butt. Neil, love Dalot's attitude, but it's going to say his handwriting is good, but the answer is wrong. Absolutely. But it's like saying his handwriting is good, but the answer is wrong. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Great analogy. And that's what I say. I like Dalot. I like him as a person. I like the way he talks. But that guy is an awful right back, right wing back. He's awful left back, left wing back. He gets preferable treatment because he's Portuguese, and we have to admit that. You know, speaks Portuguese, can communicate better with Amarim, and that's what it is at the end of the day. And that happens in every country, unfortunately, guys. Darren. When you think about it, the full spectrum Onana actually cost us the Carabao Cup in the season with no Euro, but that's bad, bro. Yeah. He cost us the Carabao Cup. That's why I said 2 goals against Grimsby. And then people are blaming Kobe Mainoo for playing in midfield. No. He cost us the Carabao Cup. We would have midweek games right now without Mr. Onana. We were playing in that Carabao Cup. Right? We would be playing are we playing Darlington or something like that in the next round? You know, we would be playing them in the next round of the Carabao Cup, for goodness sake. It was almost like it was a slander job from Onana. It's almost like he wanted us to lose. Because when you look at the penalties as well, you look at the penalties that he didn't save. For crying out loud. For crying out loud. I mean, I would tell you right now, I would get Van der Sar from retirement, right? I would get Van der Sar from retirement. I guarantee you, Van der Sar would have saved a couple of those penalties and Man United would have went through. It was almost like he was letting those penalties in, you know? Madness at the end of the day. Samuel, Diego Dalot should join the Atletico Madrid and play alongside Diego Simeone. Big up, my friend. Vanderson is your player. He is my player, mate. Vanderson is my player. Yep, I mentioned him for a long time. Brazilian international Vanderson, by the way, now. Got picked by Ancelotti. Dalot is good backup should you need to make an injury for fatigue. Yeah, as a backup, maybe, yeah, for fatigue. But that's about it. Yeah, squad player. Nowhere near first team Man United player. Positionally naive. I remember speaking to an AC Milan. I have very big connects in Italy. As you know, guys, I'm married to an Italian. I've got relatives who work for AC Milan and Napoli. What I would say is that when I was speaking to the AC Milan representatives, when Dalot went on loan to AC Milan, they weren't big fans of him. They said he's positionally ignorant and he makes too many mistakes. That's why they didn't keep him on. I mean, Darmian, one right back that has gone leaps and bounds. I would call out an Italian defender that has jumped and surprised me is Matteo Darmian. He surprised me in Italy. He's done very well. Absolutely. Theo Hernandez is a left back. Theo Hernandez, we don't need another left back, my guy. And he's injury prone. For me, Dalot is not good as a backup. He needs someone who keeps the pace up the game, if not better the team. You know what I would say, Neil? You know what we need to do? This is exactly what, at the top of the show, what I said. What did I say at the top of the show? We need to trust the youth a little bit more. Mantato is the player that will play for Man United in the future. A fantastic prospect. Did you see him in the friendly games against Hong Kong? You know, we need to get Mantato playing some football. That's what we need to do. Mark, we have to be honest. Dalot, Shaw, Casemiro, and Malacia all need to leave. I agree. The club Dalot would not start in any of the top 7 clubs, and neither would any of those players you mentioned. Absolutely agree, Mark. Spot on. We get too sentimental when it comes to certain players. We get too excited and too loyal when it comes to certain players, especially players that have not achieved anything at our football club. You know what I mean? And that's what I would say. You know. Irfan, Man United miss a lot of good player in the transfer market. Go for good price, Theo Hernandez. No, Theo Hernandez is not going to be at Man United, mate. He's just signed for another club. He's at Barcelona, I think he is, isn't he? He's not signing for Man United. We got enough left backs. Someone should run the stat, like how many shots did Sesko actually take? Sesko created a goal, and he created a red card. That's all I know. And he changed the game for us, in my opinion, you know. In regards to shots, he ain't getting enough chances to create shots. But I would say he needs to shoot more to be greedy, but he's not greedy, is he? Onana needs to be investigated for match fixing. I think that was a match fixing job on Grimsby. I'm going to say that, guys. I'm going to say that right now. I think that Onana game against Grimsby was something sinister happened in that game. When I look at the penalty shootout, I couldn't believe how many penalties just went through his hand. I've never seen it in my life. And I know that Onana can save penalties because we've won penalty shootouts against certain teams, you know, with Onana in goal. Didn't we win one with Coventry? Remember that? Neil, Onana was bad, but leaving a goalkeeper out of it, we should have created more than scored more. The goalkeeper shouldn't have the job against Grimsby. It doesn't matter, mate. You got to understand what League 1, League 2 football is not weak as you think, mate. League 1, League 2 football is incredibly strong these days. It's not weak. Look at Chelsea with Lincoln. You know, it's not easy, bruv. You know, at the end of the day, you look at Liverpool. You look at these teams. You know, it's not easy to win these games. You got to remember, right? I've been at games where Leyton Orient, my local team, used to draw against Arsenal and things like that. You got to remember that this game for Grimsby was their game of their life. This was not Man United's game of their life. This is a Mickey Mouse trophy. Remember, when we win the League Cup, it's always called a Mickey Mouse trophy, so I stick by that. So Man United weren't really up for it, and they weren't interested in that. Mainoo did not have a bad game. He was actually one of the better players on the pitch. You know? In the end of the day, Bruno's not a number 8, and that's the end of it. And Bruno's cost us 3 goals this season, you know? And Nana cost us 2 in that game. And you don't win 5-0 every game, even under the great Sir Alex Ferguson. We went to a replay against a non-league team. You remember Crawley? We went to a replay with a non-league team. The great Alex Ferguson with Man United, you know? We lost 3-0 to York City at Old Trafford. You know? Football ain't that simple, bro. And if we win our next 2 games, rivals and media will be like, you guys won against the mid-teams. Absolutely. You can't keep United out of their mouths. It's what it is, mate. It's what it is. We just have to keep doing our thing, Anaverge. We have to keep pushing ourselves and pushing ourselves to win. And that's it. And the more we win games, the more they're just going to be quiet and shut up. That's it. They need to shut their mouths. And that's what Man United need to do. They just need to keep shutting their mouth. That's what they need to do. Keep winning. Apparently, Sesko 1 shot into 25-26. Yes. What's the point of that? I don't know. JJ Gabriel's good, yeah. I can't even remember him taking a proper crack with his power shot. He has to shoot more. He does, but he hasn't been given the opportunity. Just remember, he's only started 1 game in the Premier League, I think it is, isn't it? 1 game. He had a header as well, which went just wide. If you remember the last 2 games ago, went just wide. He does need to shoot more, but he does need more supply. He does need more supply. And Mr. Ahmad prevented him from scoring his first goal of the season at the weekend. You know? Raphael, Leo, Samuel, Irfan, please stop mentioning names, mate. Stop spamming, bro. Hopefully Brian Bremo scores a hat-trick against Brentford. I think he'll score against Brentford. I've got a funny feeling about him. You know that, this weekend. Gary, starting him out, I say it would be Dan Chachi. I hope it does not happen. Me too. Neil, facts, other teams always wanted more when they were hunger, like we did against Chelsea. Exactly. Look, in football, you have to show hunger, maximum all the time, and you have to make sure that you don't take anyone for granted. Each single player, even in all 4 divisions, 5 divisions, even when you go down to non-league football, and I've been down non-league football, and I've been into League 1 and League 2 football. Right? When you look at these leagues, each one of these players are professionals. They're pros. They're proper pros, you know. And I would say that when Harry Kane, when he burst through the scene, he went on loan to a club called Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient was my local club, and I was working for Leyton Orient at that time. I was working in the NHS, which is just connected to Leyton Orient. And I spoke to Harry Kane a number of times, and no one would have envisioned that Harry Kane would become the player that he became. But you would see that when he was playing in League 1, League 2, that gave him the foundation to become the player he became. Because of the difficulties, the physical aspect of it, the strength that you have to show, the character they have to show. Managers don't have money to spend. They have to find free transfers. They have to go and scout in the missions around the parks and things like that to find good players. It's like that. So when these players get an opportunity to play against the likes of Man United or Arsenal or something like that, they're going to give their all. Did Arsenal destroy Port Vale yesterday? I mean, a very strong Arsenal team. Did they destroy Port Vale yesterday? No. It was 1-0 for a very, very long time. You know? 1-0 for a very, very long time. Big up Ephraim, my friend. Good. Thank you very much. Don't you think Manchester United should loan players to Nice more where they will get development and game time? Absolutely agree with you, Chopper. Fantastic point. I think they should, yeah. I think that Man United need to send these players on loan. They need to give these players more game time and more experience. I think sending them to France, and in particular the likes of Chido Obi-Martin and Musa and Columbian and Fredrickson and Diego Leon and, you know, these players, I think it would hold them in very, very good stead. And I don't overrate the French league. The French league is a good league. And I think it would be good for them. I cannot fathom, I don't know why we don't do any more deals with Nice. I'm not sure about that. I don't know why we're not doing that when it's blatantly obvious that we need to do that in regards to working with them closely. And I do think we should, and I don't know why we don't. And there's a few players from Nice I would like as well. They got a few good young players in that team, very good young players in that team, as we know. Guys, absolutely. I wonder how they will take the figure of that one out. It will take about another year. They probably have forgotten that they actually own Nice still. I actually feel that they're gonna sell Nice. I got a feeling they're gonna end up selling Nice. I think this is the plan for them to sell Nice eventually. Shakti, is it true Premier League? It is true. Premier League is very intense physicality demanding, but the way people undermine the other leagues is beyond me. They so-called Farmers League teams do better in the Champions League. I wouldn't say that. England has dominated the Champions League for the last 12 years. There's only been Spanish and English teams that have done well apart from PSG and one off Inter, maybe. English teams have dominated the Champions Leagues and in Europe as well. England have come second in 2 European championships. Spain are the only ones, and Italy, obviously. And if you look at the last 12, 15 years, England and Spain have dominated English football. You know, English football. Marseille won a Champions League. They didn't win they won a Champions League 30 years ago, mate. 30 years ago. Yeah. 30 years ago. And PSG won the Champions League, but other than that, England and Spain have dominated the Champions League for well over 2 decades, you know, well over 2 decades. And you think about how many English finals has there been? There was Chelsea against Man City. There's Man United against Chelsea. There was Arsenal against Chelsea in the Europa League. You know, you get teams like Tottenham and Man United in the final of the Europa League, you know, and Man United came 15th. England is dominated football, so is Spain to an extent. You know, and I would say that they're not, I wouldn't call them farmers' leagues because that's disrespectful. But what I would say is that they're respectable leagues, but nowhere near the English leagues and stuff, in my opinion, you know, at the end of the day. Guys, thank you, everyone who joined me today. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate your time and efforts on the stream, and I really appreciate you joining me today. Please, guys, if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video. Also, don't forget to put your notifications on and all that lovely stuff. Spread the Stretford Post word. I will be back later, guys. Don't forget, I will be back for the match preview of Man United against Brentford. And guys, thank you very much again. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. Have a great day, great night, great evening, wherever you're in the world. Much love to you all. Take it easy, guys. Peace.